Welcome to the Cantina Chatter podcast. Hello and welcome to the Cantina Chatter podcast. My name is Victoria and I will be your host on this galactic adventure through Star Wars, toys and collectibles, pop culture, and randomness from the 80s and 90s.
So the pandemic's all over with and everything turned out fine. What a nice year 2020 turned out to be.
Yeah, what a nice year it's been. If nothing else, it's been weird, but like what isn't weird these days?
Yeah, everything's weird these days. Everything's going to be weird well into next year as well, I think.
Everything's weird. Everything's upside down. It's like Stranger Things. It's like, we're living the upside down. Yeah, so Tom, I was watching Alien a little while ago. And you sent me a message on Facebook, and you said, "Hey, did you see those new figures?" And I was like, "What? What new figures? I haven't seen anything." And literally just moments before, Gizmodo on their website, Gizmodo, that classic collecting website that all collectors of Star Wars Black Series flock to every day, posted these new images of Black Series figures from the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I just popped onto Twitter to thank someone for sending me a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and then I saw that Toy Bro had posted the picture. I saw the picture of Ahsoka, and I was like, oh my god, what? And, immediately started checking that out, and, it linked over to the Gizmodo article. And these got reported by Yak Face a while back, I believe, but seeing the pictures of them, with one exception, is pretty darn delightful. I was pretty excited about these.
Yeah, because we were talking previously about, I think it was after, was it Fan First Friday or May 4th or something recently?
Yeah.
Where we were chatting about new releases that they had announced. And I think at the time, the new figures that they had announced were like the new Clone Trooper from, the older Kamino Clone Trooper from Clone Wars. And
right, but he's just a clone. He's gray this time.
Yeah, it was...
I'm happy to get him, but,
Yeah, it was that figure. What else was it? I'm trying to remember. It was that one...
Carbonite block.
Yeah, it's things like that. Things that are. It might have been like some of the upcoming wave for Rebels, like the repacks and new figures. Zeb.
Yeah, is mostly repacks again. I think it's just mostly repacks. And, it's good to get some of these things back on the shelf.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do a big presentation, don't just have it be, look at all these repacks.
Yeah, I think it was also...
Unless they're repacks from the 70s.
Yeah, I think it was also the carbonized Mando and... some of the new, like the Hoth Trooper repack, things like that, like you're saying, like repacks, and the new Stormtrooper was among them also, Vader.
That's right, the new Stormtrooper.
And at the time that we talked about this was like right after like the Clone Wars had wrapped up, and people all over the interwebs were asking for Clone Wars figures in Black Series and Vintage Collection, but I saw a huge spike of conversation around Black Series, getting these figures, and we're like, well, why are they announcing all this weird other stuff when they should be announcing like Clone Wars proper figures? And that day has come. We had to wait a couple months, but they've announced them today, and there's something really, really weird about it, because all the hype, all the excitement that we've been seeing behind these particular characters making their way into the action figure lines. What is it about these figures that is kind of unfortunate for us as collectors and very annoying?
Well, it looks like these are going to go online tomorrow morning, Friday, 7/17 morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as Walmart exclusives.
Womp, womp, womp.
I guess we don't know if they'll remain Walmart exclusives, if they'll open up to other sources later, but right now it looks like these 4 very popular, very highly demanded things are going to become things that you have to get through Walmart, and that tends to be not good, and that's my nice way of saying it.
So basically what you're telling me is that tomorrow morning at, you said 10 a.m. Eastern time, that these will go online for pre-order on Walmart.com at 10 a.m. on the dot, right?
Mm-hmm, sure. I bet 10 a.m. on the dot. I bet that's exactly when they'll go online.
Yeah, 7 a.m. my time, so I guess I'm getting up early.
Walmart has it's called like Walmart Collector Con, which is starting tomorrow morning. And I'm sort of hoping, like my first thought about that was, oh, bloody heck, we are so screwed. It's going to be a debacle. It's going to blow up in all of our faces, and no one's going to get any of this stuff. It'll be like all the other Walmart exclusives out there. My hope is maybe, just maybe, they've spent the past few months recognizing their problems, and by announcing a Walmart Collector Con online thing, maybe they'll have got their stuff together. Man, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers that tomorrow morning everyone goes on there and they're just able to spend $300-400 stupid dollars on all these little plastic dolls from all the different toy companies. Well, it's all Hasbro, right? From all the different toy lines that everyone's excited about, and they'll just be able to get them, and they'll show up when they show up in the mail, and we'll all be happy.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that to be the case.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Like, there's people, like, globally that want these. You know, these have been, like, highly sought after, you know, as figure debuts for a really long time. Especially since, you know, the Clone Wars, you know, came back this year and then, you know, wrapped up its final season. So I already have people, like, you know, commenting, you know, saying, hey, you know, that's cool, but I live in Australia. I live in the UK, and I want these figures, and I'm not going to be able to get them because they're Walmart exclusives. And like you said, that could change. You know, there could be some other outlet to which they get released. There could be something, maybe Hasbro Pulse. Who knows? I don't know. Amazon. But right now, all indications are that these are a Walmart exclusive, which, you know, you followed the whole, you know, because you were part of it, the whole saga with the retro collection this year and the Ghostbusters Kenner Classics this year.
It was bad.
How did that go?
You know, there's no way around the fact that that was just a really crummy situation. I mean, in the end, I got my figures, right? Like, I lucked out.
Yeah.
But to some level, like, I had to buy a second one of a couple of the retro collection Star Wars figures because the first ones showed up kind of, you know, bashed to bits. The other ones luckily came in decent enough shape. They're not good enough shape for you, as we've been over. You know, they've got some creases, but they're not like, oh, it's like someone took this and folded it into a paper airplane. But the Ghostbusters, the first ones that we pre-ordered back in February showed up end of June with all these the multilingual cards, which are just really ugly, just really, really ugly things. Ugh. And the only reason I got the ones that looked close to the ones that I got when I was a kid, the ones I really wanted, was because that other link showed up at some point that she shared with me. So I mean, that was the whole situation was just shockingly bad, and I feel terrible for anyone out there who wanted a set of the four Ghostbusters. You know, I know we're not going to get who you're going to call up in the corner, but, you know, I didn't even notice that when I first saw that. But for the ones that wanted that same experience of, oh, here's the stupid figure on the stupid card like it was back when you were, you know, 10 years old, you can't get it after all because Hasbro and their great retail partner Walmart bungled it. And I'm really worried. Like, it's not even just these 4 new Black Series figures that are debuting tomorrow. The retro line of G.I. Joe supposedly is. I'm certain there's going to be other things too, but I'm both excited for it and dreading it. You know, if it turns out I hop on there, it's easy peasy. It's like going to Amazon and just ordering stuff. Awesome, great. All the kudos, but I'm really, really thinking it's going to be a cluster.
Yeah, you know, and luckily for us, you know, I open all the Black Series. I know you do too, so packaging condition, you know, that's not a huge deal to me. It's more a concern of being able to get them. And like certain things like that clone, I'm going to need multiples, right? Like the Mando, like Death Watch, you know, probably going to need multiples of that, right? Maybe. So some people want to do that, and, you know, people are going to be buying extras, which they should be able to do. I don't know if Walmart's going to sign a limit to any of these. But then, you know, like I said, I have people that I'd like to help that are international that I'd like to get extras for. So I don't know. The whole thing sucks. I mean, like, you know, I just wish that Hasbro had the confidence in these particular figures, because like I said, these are figures that people actually ask for. They're not like random things that show up in Black Series and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But, you know, I didn't necessarily ask for Dak Ralt, you know, or I didn't necessarily ask for, you know, the Hoth Trooper to be repackaged. So it's just weird to me. And, you know, that's really the only thing I can chalk it up to, is maybe they don't have the confidence that Clone Wars figures in Black Series will do, you know, like awesome sales for them. So they're relegating them to Walmart. I mean, there could be other reasons, but that's what I'm feeling. I
don't know. It boggles my mind. Like, part of me thinks that they think that if it goes to Walmart, that's your number one best spot for it. I've heard like Todd McFarlane talk about getting his Spawn figures out on the line, and he would say, like, when the toy buyers would come through, like, if Walmart got it, if he was able to say, oh, Walmart got these place an order for these figures, then all the other retailers come in and then they want it as well. I think it was Walmart. It might have been No, I'm pretty confident it was Walmart. So like Walmart's got that buying power for the toy companies. It's just that for those of us that want to, you know, buy the toys, it's really crummy for us. I wish that Hasbro had like its own Amazon, you know, like they had their own website where they had their products and they would put their products on their own website. And I don't know, maybe you could subscribe to that and you could just buy it directly from Hasbro. Like, maybe they should think about doing that.
There should be like a toy Amazon, like that's just for toys, just for collectibles. And, you know, they have the mass like buying power of a Walmart or a Target. And, you know, but that's all they do. It's like Toys R Us, but it's like only online. It's like the Amazon, like for toys.
I was being sarcastic. I was talking about Hasbro Pulse. They have that. They don't.
Yeah. You know, they've been charging me for pre-orders like 2 weeks in advance before they ship them. I'm like,
I don't mind that, so long as I get the silly figure, and they package stuff pretty well. Hasbro Pulse does a good job packaging.
They do, but it's just the whole thing of budgeting. It's like, okay, well, this is going to release on, you know, July 1st, and then they process it, you know, and they don't ship it until July 15th. And I'm like, then I still got to wait a week for it to get here. And I'm like, all right.
And COVID is still messing with their ability to distribute stuff pretty horribly.
That's true.
I don't know if you got the email. They just sent out an email about that. It's like, hey, everyone, we know that all the shipping stuff is bad right now, but it's because of this. I'm like, all right, well, you acknowledged it. I'm good.
I did not get that.
Oh.
So anyway.
I can read it off to you if you want.
No, I think you got the point across.
They've acknowledged
I hear you.
They've acknowledged that there's
acknowledged that's always the first step, right? Acknowledging. So
after that, it's drink more.
Yeah, there you go. I'm on board with that. So it's I don't know if you heard about the Target debacle with NECA, but it comes as no surprise. I'm sure you would agree. So a lot of these, like you're saying, things are exclusive. A lot of these toy lines are becoming exclusives online. So this morning, NECA had said, okay, at 11 a.m. Pacific, we're going to put up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 7-inch Metalhead deluxe figure, as well as the Casey Jones and Foot Soldier 2-pack. So, you know, my friend across the county line over here in OC, you know, we usually when it comes to NECA, we always kind of like team up and we're like, okay, if you can't grab a set, I'll grab one for you. You know, vice versa.
You'll be able to resell them later just in case, right?
Yeah, if we end up with extras, or, you know, we help somebody else out. But, you know, we always try and...
someone's going to want those.
Yeah, we always try and buy for each other because, you know, that's how we've able to... That's the only way I would have gotten a lot of these NECA Turtles figures is, you know, because he helps me out with that.
Literally the only way I've gotten any of my cartoon ones, I have bought them off of people on Twitter.
There you go.
On Twitter.
There you go.
Thank you very much, the folks that sold them to me on Twitter. But I mean, I had to be like, you know, one of the guys I follow, so I know him, kind of. But the other one, it was just a shot in the dark. But no, he was great. Sent me the entire set.
Yeah, Twitter's awful for a lot of reasons, but that's a good reason to have Twitter. But yeah, so yeah, the whole thing of it is a lot of these things are retail exclusive. So the turtles were supposed to go up at 11 a.m. and Metalhead never went into stock, as far as I can tell. Nobody online said that they saw Metalhead go in stock. The Casey Jones set had a weird thing. So it basically said sold out, but then it said, ship it. So, you click ship it, should add it to your cart. Then it said, nope, actually, just kidding, it's not in stock. Mm-hmm. And then that message changed to, there was an issue adding it to your cart, and then that eventually changed to a different message saying that there was a lot of traffic on the website, so they weren't able. And then, so basically, very few people actually got it online. At least as far as we could tell on Twitter and the message boards and whatnot, very few people actually got it. So, I wasn't able to get it. My friend wasn't able to get it, which is kind of a first because usually if I can't get it, he's able to, and vice versa. So. And they're also supposed to be releasing the Comic-Con exclusive Ninja Turtles, the Rockstar, the music set next week. So we're kind of worried about that, given the way that this went. And
you see that NECA's responded?
Did they? I didn't see a response earlier.
NECA from about 3/4 of an hour ago wrote, "We feel your pain and are equally frustrated that inventory is lasting mere seconds. The amount allocated was increased significantly over previous releases like Rocksteady and Bebop. We are fighting for a better solution and more options for the consumer. Please be patient." So once again, acknowledging that there's a problem.
Acknowledging. All right, pass the beer, Tom.
Yeah. It's like.
So yeah,
the solution, guys, is it's not going to be a Walmart exclusive.
Anyways, let's go ahead and read this Gizmodo article real quick, and just going to give the lowdown on what exactly these are for people that may not be in the know. The very few of them that may not be in the know that are listening. So this was written by James Whitbrook on Gizmodo, and it's Star Wars: The Clone Wars' final season is getting some incredible action figures. Take the Siege of Mandalore to your desk and do so in style. So just real quick, Tom, take them to your desk. So they're already acknowledging that, these are adults buying them.
Oh, yeah.
Hasbro's Star Wars Black Series action figure line is returning to the Clone Wars for a new series of action figures. And yes, they're pretty much exactly the ones you would want.
-1, but yeah.
IO9 can exclusively reveal the first look at 4 brand new entries in the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch figure line, all inspired by the last climatic incredible arc of the Clone Wars' final season. This wave includes Ahsoka Tano wielding the lightsabers gifted to her by Anakin Skywalker, as well as one of the clone troopers he presents to her in the form of the specially marked 332nd Legion. Take a look at the many angles below. So they do show some pretty good photos here of, the figures in boxes and figures out of the boxes in various poses. And then it goes on to say, the Mandalorians aren't left out of the battle either. There's one of the Mandalorian loyalists who follows Ahsoka in the fight to free their home world. And if you need someone for all these action figures to fight with, one of Darth Maul's spiky-helmeted Mauldalorian super commandos rounds out this set. And this isn't the first time we've seen Ahsoka hit the toy shelves soon. Hasbro recently announced an updated release of her appearance in Star Wars Rebels with an updated photorealistic printed head would be coming this summer alongside a legion of figures based on the Rebels crew. But this is the first time we've gotten an Ahsoka specifically from the Clone Wars, and unlike that Rebels figure, this one keeps some of her cartoony animated aesthetic instead of translating her to the realistic style of the rest of the Black Series line.
Quick aside, thank goodness for that. That makes me so happy. It struck me when I looked at it, I was like, this one seems to be a little bit more in line with the cartoon.
That smirk is pretty killer and perfectly Ahsoka. She's ready to take back Mandalore, take down Maul, and then, well, what happens after that already, and that involves a lot less smirking. All 4 of these Star Wars Black Series action figures will cost $25 a piece and will release this fall, and you can pre-order them exclusively at Walmart.
I mean, these figures look incredible. I'm disappointed with only one of them. That is the Loyalist Mandalorian, just because I know I'm kind of in the minority here, but Boba Fett was super special to me because he was unique. Then there's Jango Fett, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, it's another Boba Fett. And I liked the arcs in the Clone Wars where there's lots of Mandalorians. It's super cool. I've bought a bunch of the 3 3/4 ones from the animated series. But, like, for me, you can indeed have too many normal Mandalorians. So I'm going to buy, but I'm totally going to buy one of them. I was really, really hoping it was going to be like the Night Owl-inspired Bo-Katan one, rather than this looks like it's probably mostly reused from Jango, but, still an awesome figure, and it's still going to fly off the shelves. So for Hasbro, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's an army builder. This is something that people can get multiples of, which makes it even more confusing that they are Walmart exclusives, because people are going to want this and that clone trooper in, like, high numbers, some of us. Not everybody, obviously, but, quite a few people. So, yeah, let's talk first about that Death Trooper. So, like you said, it does reuse a good bit of Jango's body, but it looks pretty nice. I'm not a huge fan of that Jango sculpt. I feel like he's a little bit of a chunker, but it'll do. It's like in the movie Babe. That'll do, pig. It'll work. So I like the colors. I think it's a little light. It feels like a little light to me. Maybe I'm wrong. But it looks nice. I think it'll get the job done. And, I agree with you. I love those Clone Wars Mando figures. I think I have all of them.
Yeah.
And, I'm excited to see it in 6-inch. I just kind of wish, like you said, there was a way to get more of them.
Right. Yeah. It's not... My criticism of this one is not that I think that this is a bad choice of a figure. It's an excellent choice of a figure. It's just... For me, I would like something that looks a little bit different. For example, the one that they're calling the Maul DeLorean, which I made a custom of in the 3 3/4 line. Let me click over to him. I've wanted that for years now. Even my wife has been like, why aren't they making that Darth Maul Mandalorian? That's just printing money. And now they're going to print money with it. It's perfect. This one I'm very excited because it's different. It's got the spiky head. It's great. It's great. I'm overjoyed with this. I'm overjoyed with all 4 of these. Really. I just wish we'll get to that.
Would you say this Mandalorian is an army builder too? Were there probably more of them, right, in the show?
I don't think so. I think this one was a very specific character. I think this was like Gar Saxon.
Oh.
I don't quote me on that. Like in the Son of Dathomir comics, I think it revealed that he was Gar Saxon, but maybe in the new animated episodes, maybe it's not anymore. There were different versions of it, but I would nonetheless say this is probably close enough to an army builder. If you want a bunch of Maul troopers, get a bunch of this guy, and it's close enough.
It's interesting, that's for sure. No, I like it though. I like the colors. I think it's these are the exact figures that we were talking about.
Yep.
So. I'm happy to see them. There's no way around that, but it just, the exclusivity factor kind of kills it a little bit for me. It's a bit of a buzzkill knowing that they're Walmart exclusives, but hopefully we're wrong, and hopefully they'll be easy to get. Hopefully they'll be online right on sale, at the right time.
And they won't sell out.
Hopefully, most importantly, hopefully they won't sell out.
Yeah. Let's let it be pre-orders. We just order them all day, all day long. You can get these things, and then we'll get them in October or November or whenever.
Exactly.
Which is, maybe they should have. Maybe their timing could have been a little bit better, since the Clone Wars finale is a couple months old now, and this means they'll be coming out, 9 months after that. But whatever. I'm patient-ish.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get them.
Yeah, me too. So let's talk about that clone trooper. So this is Ahsoka's exclusive clone trooper, segment, contingent of the 501st, or whatever you want to call it. And what do you think of this one?
It's great. It's another clone, and it's specific to this episode arc. I've got no comments on it. It's exactly one of the things that I wanted them to make, and here it is. Looks great,
Yeah.
Any point that they give me a Clone Wars specific trooper, I'm much more excited than when I get, I was really on the fence about getting Commander Bly. He hasn't shown up yet. because that's a character that shows up for a brief snippet of time in Revenge of the Sith, and I don't really have any attachment to him. He's not really a character. These guys were really prominent in 4 episodes of this arc. They were, really, really integral to the story.
One sec, Tom. The doorbell ring.
Yep.
I'll be right back. So Walmart just came, and I thought, maybe they're bringing a toy or something that I forgot I had ordered, but no, it was some argan oil for my hair that I had ordered. Still good, but not a toy.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I got two packages that were both Black Series or G.I. Joe Classified style boxes the other day. I was like, oh man, I know one of them's Scarlet. Maybe the other one is Destro. No, it was the Zoom that I'm using to record from. It's just in the exact same package. Almost.
Nice.
Almost, yeah.
Very cool.
Anyhow,
so no, I like this a lot. I think it reuses the sculpt of the Camino Trooper that they announced a couple months back. So it seems to be a new sculpt as far as I can tell. Maybe not 100%, but it has like brand new like knees and elbows and all that stuff. They finally updated that sculpt, it seems
that's
like.
That's right. I forgot about that. Earlier I said that it was just another gray trooper, but you're right. They updated the sculpt in it.
Yeah, if you look at the photo where it's like crouched on one knee, you can see like the knee pad is like sticking up a lot.
Yep.
Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, neat. Yeah, it's kind of like going out of the way. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of going out of the way. So I'm curious to see what the actual engineering is like, because it seems to me like they're separately sculpted pieces, but maybe you can even pose those like independently of the knee or something. So it's interesting. It's not maybe necessarily the best aesthetic depending on how you position it, but hopefully it'll allow for more mobility at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great pose.
Yeah, look at the arms in that photo too. Look how much of a bend he's got in that elbow. Can
the normal ones not get that far?
Not to that extent.
Oh, okay. Well, then this is definitely an improvement then.
Yes.
The ones I remember that had the terrible articulation were those awful first order troopers that like the elbows couldn't even bend all the way.
Oh my god.
Rubbish.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, this looks great. This looks great. Yeah.
Yeah,
this is exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
Good job, Hasbro. Thumbs up to you. Walmart.
And it's clean, like there's no battle damage, but if you look at like the orange and the blue paint, it is a little bit scuffed looking, so.
Yeah, because they all this stuff was just I think even in the show none of it was clean painted on there. I think they got a crummy brush and just painted the stuff on real quick, probably 20 minutes before Ahsoka showed up.
Yep,
and it looks like that, and that's awesome. Yeah, it's fun.
That is true. All right, and that leaves us with Ahsoka Tano. So, this is probably the one that most people have wanted for a while. We got Ahsoka in the Rebels line a few years ago, and now we're getting her in Clone Wars, which is kind of like the ideal version of Ahsoka, I would say. Like the season 7 matured version of Ahsoka in action figure form. And as far as I can tell, it seems to maybe be like partial like reuse and also some new stuff as well. But it looks pretty good.
Hang on one second, Victoria. I'm going to go pull mine out of the case and take a look. Okay, let's see here. It's possible that the lower arms are reuse, but the upper arms are different. The top of the torso is different. Her lower legs, and I think her legs are reused. Her legs and her lower arms are reused. The rest appears to be new. Like even the nice. Like the little skirt piece, even though it's like a similar looking kind of thing, it's a very different design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
cool.
face is just, the head is just something. It's just amazing, really amazing.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
I love Ahsoka so much. This is.
Oh, man, me too.
This is.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's awesome. One issue that I have with the Rebels figure, though, is like getting her to stand. So I hope this one doesn't have that same problem.
Yeah. I wish that Hasbro would figure out their figure stand situation for these things with the little pegs in the foot. Especially for Ahsoka's little tricky battle droids. Poor old Grievous, that stupid IG-88 figure that I think they should lose the mold to that.
Yeah, that one, the battle droid. I have to keep those figures like on stands because if I don't, they just But no, this she's gorgeous looking. I mean, this is the Ahsoka figure that we've wanted for a long time. And one thing that should be noted about these figures is that they seem to draw more inspiration from the animated look of the Clone Wars than the Rebels figures did from Rebels.
Yeah. I'm really excited about that. Honestly, my ideal for all these things, I preferred the animated Clone Wars 3 3/4 inch line to any of the realistic versions of them. I got the realistic versions of them. If they release more on vintage collection cards, I'll get them. But it was the animated look that I really thought those were slick designs. And I liked seeing those be translated so easily into toy form.
Yeah.
And really, I wish that they would do Black Series ones that looked just like that. But I understand why they're not, at least yet. But this one definitely is a better hybrid.
Yeah, it is. I really love the way that it looks. She's awesome.
The smirk is perfect.
No, but
as the article, James Whitbrook's article said, the smirk is perfect.
It is perfect. I love it. And that's one thing I will, agree with you. It's like when we look at these realistic interpretations, like in the vintage collection of Clone Wars, they don't look quite as good. Like they're neat. But I'm thinking of like the Ahsoka that was released in Vintage Collection, from season 3. Like,
yep.
I just don't really love the way she looks.
No.
Had they done something more along these lines, I think it would have been a lot cooler of a figure. But yeah, no, she's great. She's got her 2 lightsabers. The hilts look like they're brand new sculpts, and yeah, I'm stoked. Like absolutely stoked. This figure is going to be so hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna if I can, I'm just gonna order 10 of them, so it'll be 1 for me and then 9 for the Bay, and I'll just immediately scalp them at $100 a piece, like a jerk.
Yes, I'm sure that's what you're gonna do, like a jerk. Yeah, I'm sure that's what you're gonna do. No, she's even people that don't traditionally collect like Star Wars toys are probably gonna want Ahsoka because that's what we saw with the Rebels version.
I've got a couple friends that I think are probably gonna be gunning for this one. Yeah, they really like Ahsoka an awful lot. Also, if the rumors are true about the Cad Bane, that's one that I know someone that has a handful of figures from various lines, and I'll have to try and get 2 Cad Banes so that he can have one of those. Fingers crossed about that, but Ahsoka's the top choice.
Yeah, so there's a couple things that you mentioned. So Cad Bane clearly hasn't been shown. That is a figure that has been rumored quite a bit. There's a couple others I kind of feel like are essential for this particular series of Black Series figures. I think you noted, I think it might have been before we recorded, we're still missing Bo-Katan, and we're also missing Maul in his...
Meeber Gascon. Meeber Gascon. We're missing Meeber Gascon.
Meeber Gascon.
Oh yeah, no, look him up. He's probably the most wanted Clone Wars figure. Yeah, Meeber Gascon.
Oh, okay, I see him. Yes.
No, yeah, you're right. No, it's the revised version of Maul, not turkey leg, robot leg Maul with the shirtless thing. Not the shirtless one from Rebels, the one from most of the Clone Wars, where he's got his normal looking robot legs, and give us that, please. I want it so badly. Hell, it could just be the version from Solo. That would work too, because it's kind of the same thing. I badly want a new Maul.
Yeah, I really want that Maul from Solo. We're still missing that Maul. We're still missing Kira, but that's another story.
Poor Kira.
Yeah, so no, I think, if they round it out, from season 7 of Clone Wars, those last few, Bo-Katan, Maul.
For me, it would be Bo-Katan and Maul.
Okay.
And I bet we'll get Bo-Katan because she's going to show up in The Mandalorian, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think. Spoiler alert! I think she's showing up in The Mandalorian. So I'm certain we'll get her then. Just like we know now, we're going to get Bad Batch figures because there's a new cartoon series about the Bad Batch coming out.
Yes.
Which when people were theorizing that there would be Bad Batch figures coming from Clone Wars, I was like, you guys are smoking something if you think they're ever going to do that. But the brand new cartoon series about them, yeah, safe bet. We'll definitely get those.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Yay, give me stuff from the Clone Wars.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Today's a good day for new figure releases. It's just unfortunate, the Walmart thing.
Let's see how it pans out.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about how it played out, and then we're gonna continue that part of our conversation, so we can just kind of have the totality of the situation, at least up until the time that they go online for pre-order.
Boy, howdy.
But before we do that, I want to go ahead and read some of the feedback that we received on social media. People asking. I basically posted a thing, showing the figures, and said, "Hey, what do you guys think?" So, I just want to read through a few things here. Classic Action Figures said they look good, but I hope Walmart gets their act together. They are claiming a lot of exclusive toys from Hasbro, but I hope they are available and delivered in good condition. Jason says, digging that clone trooper with Ahsoka's mark. Would be nice to get several with her. And, that's what we were talking about earlier. We want to get several.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Jurassic says, these may have convinced me to start buying more Hasbro figures. They look gorgeous. Whilst there could be more named characters like Maul, these are really great for army building. I would like to have seen a couple more accessories, but I know that isn't the usual format. And that's true. We don't normally get a lot of Black Series accessories, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a perplexing bummer of one, especially with the cool lightsaber effect that Dooku came with, and when they do like Mace Windu with the robes, but it is what it is.
Unless you want to pay $15 for Han and Carbonite, that's a pretty good accessory.
Oh, Han and Carbonite, you can't get them for $15 anymore. That's skyrocketed in price. Yeah, take a look at the prices on that that wonderful thing. I love Carbonite Han.
Because of third-party sellers, or?
I guess, yeah. It's like $90 now.
Oh.
Isn't that nuts?
I'm glad I got two. I got two of them. They came in the other day.
Yeah.
I reviewed it yesterday. I shot the review.
Yeah. I love it. I'm really happy I got it. But I was like, really? $90 already?
That's insane. And you know what? Like Amazon, like mine came from Hasbro Pulse, but Amazon says that theirs aren't shipping till December. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe there'll be another shipment of them. Hopefully.
Yeah. So let's see here. Josh says all of these are home runs. I would tend to agree with that. Mm-hmm. Darth Mark says Ahsoka is too much like her Rebels version for me. And like we said, Tom, she does share a little bit of reuse, but I think she looks great, personally.
Yeah. I can see why if you look at them next to each other, you'll see the serious levels of differences. Yeah, they're very different, but the differences are kind of subtle. Like all those different stormtroopers that you love so much.
I know, right? Jaden Cat says, I love that we are getting these, but it seems a little lazy on Hasbro for all just repainting. I mean, they could have just made the boots on Ahsoka more accurate. I don't know, just maybe nitpicking, but still excited. So, I mean, yeah, like, Ahsoka, there's a couple of things reused, but the clones, I mean, you kind of expect that, right? Like, that they're going to repaint those. I mean, there's not really a whole lot they should do to retool them.
Yeah, that's the idea with clones. Just keep re-releasing the same thing with a different mark on them.
Yeah, and it is a new sculpt. We haven't actually received this sculpt yet, so.
Right. True,
and then,
true.
The Mandalorians, well, they're Mandalorians, so they're not going to sculpt when they already have Jango. Let's see.
I had to, at one point in time, I had to put Jango and Boba Fett next to each other, and that was the only time I realized, they've got actually different outfits.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that the colors were different, but I was just like, it's just the same exact thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's very different.
See, Narluda says, I love the choice of characters, but really unimpressed by the amount of reuse we've seen recently, especially on Ahsoka. I really appreciate the extra mile they used to go. Toys of the Jedi says, love that Ahsoka figure. Malnurtured Snay says, oh, damn, these look great. When can I pre-order them? And then I had to pop his balloon right after that. And then Tech and Collect says, I will take 1 Ahsoka, 6 Loyalist Mandalorians, 6 Commandos, and 12 332nd Troopers, and hope my wallet forgives me. Let's see. Joe says, I don't collect them, but that Ahsoka is very tempting. So that's something we alluded to earlier, right? That, she's going to have wider appeal than, these other figures.
Yeah, her and Meeber Gascon.
Yeah, you and your Meeber guy. You know who we need? We need Peppy Bo. Jar Jar's kind of like girlfriend from Clone Wars.
We need the Peppy Bode and Jar Jar 2-pack. Make it happen. Come on.
Perfect Comic-Con exclusive with like a little like some hearts, and yeah, it'd be perfect. Let's see. JAR369 definitely want Ahsoka. Primal Saga says no Bo-Katan. James says no Jar Jar. People want their Jar Jar. They really want their Jar Jar.
It's been 20 years.
Yeah. And it's been, how long's Black Series been going on now? 7 years?
Yeah, at least 7 years, maybe 8.
7 years.
Did they start in 2013?
Yeah, 7 years.
Okay, 7, yeah.
Clown Baby says they all look great except the Walmart part. Yep, we know that. And a dude says this epitomizes shut up and take my money. Hope they give us an updated mall too.
Correct. That is a correct statement. Most all those comments were correct statements. Those are all correct people. Their opinions are validated by me.
Yes. So turning over to Instagram real quick, Tyler says, amazing, horrible that they are only at Walmart. And, obviously we agree. Somebody else just sent me Walmart exclusives with a facepalm emoji. And that came from David. And then Anthony says, oh man, I wasn't aware they were Walmart exclusives. My excitement just took a major dive. As someone who collects other lines, I can't commit to pre-ordering every Black Series figure. I was hoping to see them in store and buy them then. Since it's Walmart, I don't see that happening. Let's see. Nostalgic Adam says, yes. Interesting trooper sculpt. And like we said, I think that's the new, the Camino trooper.
Right.
Tyler says, honestly, I'm annoyed. The Vintage Collection community has specifically asked for the Death Watch Mando, but of course they gave it to the Black Series, just like Piet and Return of the Jedi Palpatine, and on and on and on. So yeah, I mean, we really want to see these in Vintage Collection. We really want to see, more figures in Vintage Collection, because that's been very dry this year.
Totally agree.
And and finally, Mark says, Hasbro made a Mandalorian Super Commando, but not a Mandalorian Maul. Wasted opportunity to cash in on one of the Clone Wars best characters. Well, like we said, hopefully that's still coming. I mean, we want to get as many characters in these lines as possible. So I'm happy to see anything they want to give us, but we definitely want to hit those particular figures that, there is demand for, like Maul, as we were talking about earlier.
They'd be nuts to not make him at some point. He's prevalent in Clone Wars and Rebels, and he was in Solo. Come on. Give us Maul. Give us a new Maul. Give us the Maul that has personality and character and does stuff other than fall in half.
Yeah. So no, people are obviously excited for these. It's kind of, it's our reactions aren't atypical of the collecting community at large. They're awesome. These are figures people have wanted for a long time, but it is a bummer that they are Walmart exclusives. But, like you and me were saying earlier, hopefully that's just an initial thing, and we'll hear news of them coming to Hasbro Pulse or Amazon or, wider release. But for now, let's just go by what they're telling us, right? Which is that they're Walmart exclusives, and that kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks. But see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll hit you up online. I'll be up at 7 a.m. to try and get these. And we'll go from there. We'll regroup here on Cantina Chatter, and we'll talk about how it went, Tom. All right, it's the next day. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm good. Previously on the Victoria's Cantina, right?
Yeah. Previously, which, obviously anybody listening to this just listened to whatever we said yesterday. So
right. So it's the
we're good.
Same thing, yeah.
We're good. So how'd it go?
For me, it went fine. It was definitely frustrating because I, got up a little bit before 10 and the links were already live, but they didn't have pictures. So I just sort of saw that there was 4 of them that were for $25 Star Wars figure. And I was like, okay, that's got to be them. And I clicked the pre-orders and in they went. Yeah. And a little bit after that, when the it started to say who they were, That's when I got my second clone trooper.
Nice.
And the G.I. Joes, on the other hand, they didn't go live till 11, which no one knew about previously. But I guess the Hasbro Pulse Fan First Friday feed did tell people that, so that was interesting. All things considered, this went a lot smoother than any of the other Walmart things recently.
Totally. Yeah, way smoother than any of those other things. And it looks like the Mandalorian loyalist is back up.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, it was definitely a lot smoother than, the previous things. They actually went up not only on time, but before like 30 minutes early or something, right?
Right, which is always the sort of thing that can send shivers up your spine.
Of course.
And it's like, oh my gosh, did they already sell out?
Yeah, because I got up.
They were still there at 10.
Yeah, so it was supposed to go up local time for me, 7 o'clock. I got up like at 6:40 or so, and I checked my phone, and somebody sent me a DM on Instagram, and they're like, they're live already. I'm like, holy shit. So I got so I got out of bed really quick, and I ran to the computer, put on my glasses, and away I went. And luckily everything was available, and it was weird because Yak Face, that's where I got the links from, and they did a really cool thing. They didn't post the links until like showtime because they didn't want.
Right.
Jason said he didn't want any bots taking advantage of the situation, which is cool.
Yeah, good call.
But it was weird because all they said was action figure, and I would have not known what was what without his the way he knew what they were obviously, but I didn't know. All they said was action figure. So, but it worked out because I got what I wanted, and really happy about it.
Yeah, I didn't spot those links. So when I panic went in, it was just the fact that there was 4 of them, and they were all Star Wars at the new 6-inch scale price tag. So I was like, all right, I want all 4 of these, so this time it works out. It wasn't like we were getting a repack of a Rogue One character or something like that in this wave.
Yeah, no, this is tight. This is like we were saying, this is a wave that people have been clamoring for, and it sounds like now it's not such a certainty that it will be a Walmart exclusive. Is that what you're hearing as well?
I hope not. There's rumors through the grapevine of that. I really hope that that's the case, because currently you can still get the 2 Mandalorians, but Ahsoka is out of stock and the clone is out of stock. And I think that those are 2 just crazy popular characters.
Yeah.
Everything in this wave is printing money.
Yeah.
So I hope that other retailers can get them. Hasbro Pulse makes them available. If the deal is it's just Walmart gets your order in first, that's fine. I'll buy it through Walmart then, so that I don't have to think about it at some later point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other out of stock items here is the movie version of Cable, Josh Brolin Cable, a couple Transformers, and the 2 G.I. Joe vehicles from what they call the retro collection, but is more like the vintage collection.
Huh, interesting. I haven't even looked at the other stuff. I literally haven't had a chance. So, so I'm just kind of catching up. But yeah, I haven't looked at the other stuff. I heard about Cable going up, and I was kind of interested in getting him, but it sounds like he's gone for now. Yeah, no, that's cool. I think it went pretty smoothly, all things considered. This being like a Walmart thing. Yep. We were pretty apprehensive, obviously, and we weren't sure if it was going to even happen or how it was going to happen. But good on Walmart for actually getting them up there. And now's the waiting game. Now we just got to wait and see that they come in and that they're not like shipped in mailer packet things.
Yeah, it'd be real nice if if for the Collector Con exclusives they ship them in collector friendly stuff.
Yes.
I'll hold judgment until then. Hey Walmart, you can ship me my Black Series figures loose. Just ship me my little carded guys in a box, please. Not folded in half.
Nice. So I don't do G.I. Joe, so I didn't do that retro collection and other stuff. But I'll need to take a look and see what all was up there for this weird, what are they calling it? Like Walmart Collector Con or?
Yeah, Walmart Collector Con.
That just sounds horrible. It's a nightmare. Walmart. No, I don't want a Walmart collector con. Hell no.
But generally not, but it worked out this time.
Yeah, it seems like it. So, yeah, no, pretty smooth there. So I don't really have anything to add to that.
No, me neither. It didn't end up being the nightmare I thought it was going to be, though I was worried about the Joes for a while because initially when I went there it said sold out. But that's, generally what it says before the pre-order thing comes up. And turned out the information about when they went live was a little bit later. So I was like, oh, okay, all right, that's yeah, I don't have any complaints on this one.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. So now, we'll just wait for them to come in, and if what they're saying turns out to be true and they're not exactly exclusives, then, that'll be good because more people will have an opportunity to get them. And especially on a global level, because, there were a lot of people disappointed that, they weren't going to be able to get them like in their own countries. So yeah, no, good stuff. Well, Tom, as always, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Where can our listeners go to find you online?
Oh, I just poke around on Twitter, Woozle and Demon. I don't really do much of the Instagram, so that's pretty much it.
Easy enough. Well, we'll see you there. Thanks again for coming on and chatting new Star Wars Black Series.
All right, thanks, Victoria. Have a good one.
And that's a wrap for this episode. Victoria's Cantina began on YouTube, and you can find plenty of toy content on the Victoria's Cantina YouTube channel. We are also on Instagram, constantly showcasing toy photography at Victoria's Cantina, as well as Facebook at Victoria's Cantina, and on Twitter, ranting and raving about toys and other nonsense at Vic's Cantina. For fun and random toy clips, follow us on TikTok at Victoria's Cantina. Got a question or something you'd like to share with us? Drop us a line in the fax machine. You can email victoriascantina@yahoo.com. If you are so inclined and wish to drop a coin in the tip jar, we are on Patreon, where you can gain greater access to the channel while helping to keep the content rolling. For VC branded merchandise such as t-shirts, ball caps, mugs, and other fun stuff, visit us on Teespring and TeePublic. Links to all of these magical places can be found in the show notes. Do you got a minute or two? If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a 5-star rating and drop a brief review explaining why you enjoy the show. As always, I'm Victoria, and no matter where you're listening out in the galaxy, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Cantina Chatter podcast.